If you take away one thing from this video is to invest your time in learning how to design a sound system so that you would know how to put your speakers, where to put them, how to angle them, if you're flying them, how high they should be, so that you would have equal coverage in every seat. I had this gig in a school, so this is the playground of a school, and I went there the previous day to set up the stage, so I was able to take measurements of the place, how long and wide it is, and go back home and design the sound system slowly, not on the spot, because usually I would open my laptop and on the spot do a quick design. So I was fortunate enough this time that I could go back home and slowly take my time to do the design. By the way, I have a video, I'll link it here, on how to use ease focus with any speaker so you could design your sound system and not guess. So I came back the next day with all the measurements. I knew how high I should lift the array up, how the speakers are angled. Where the mixer is right here is supposed to be the last row. But a lot more people came the first day, and the second day even more people. They ended up sitting here underneath the building, a lot of them, and the next day they ended up wrapping around the whole stage on the side. So I had one more speaker, I put it right here on a stand and turned it to these people. Right here, those who are sitting behind the stage, I really couldn't do anything for them. There wasn't supposed to be that many people wrapping around the stage. However, I did walk front to back throughout the event in the 2 days. The sound was pretty consistent. So from the mixer where I'm standing until the front row, it's the exact same sound with people and without people. And I'm really proud of that. Good job. So I told you that I had time to design the system at home, and I also had time to tune the system. I was not in a rush this time. So I took multiple measurements and I averaged them, and this is the response, pretty typical of these speakers, and I EQ'd them, and the response looks like this. Pretty good. Now for the subs, I wanted to do a cardioid setup, but it didn't end up working because I didn't have enough space. So you can see right here, this first picture is the way I intended to do it, which I did the exact same thing previously in a different place. So I have two double 18-inch subwoofers and two single 18-inch. So that's as if I have a third double 18. These outside ones are connected together. These inside ones are connected together as one sub. So my problem is that I had to push them to the edge of the stage. I couldn't push them forward. And what ended up happening is if I walk across the stage to this side right here and to this side and to the back of the stage, there is good cancellation. However, here in the front where my main vocalist is standing, there is more bass. Because with the cardioid sub array, you need some space behind the subs to start the cancellation. So if you're too close, it's actually louder. And then with some distance behind it, it starts to cancel. So because we were squeezed with space, I ended up removing these middle subs and bringing the outer ones closer together. Because the whole point is I wanted the vocalist to be comfortable, but these were making it worse for him. So even though that was something that I had planned previously in the design, it didn't end up working in real life. So it's always good to prepare beforehand, but you also need to be able to take decisions on the field and use your ears. It's not just your ears, and it's not just the design or just the measurement. You have to do the measurement, do the design, and use your ears. So after I removed them, I turned on the subwoofers, turned them up according to the target trace, so that would be balanced with the rest of the speakers. And I took a measurement with everything, with the tops and subs turned on, and this was the overall response. That's pretty good. I think that was my best sounding gig in terms of correct sound from the speakers in the place, and perfect coverage, consistent front to back, left to right. Also, when you do tune your speakers, you really don't have to do much with EQ. These are the wireless mics, violin, piano, guitar. Everybody was happy. The musicians were really happy. So look what they did with the monitors. Look how low everything is. I already talked way many times about turning down the speakers so that you can mix really loud into the monitor without it being loud or causing feedback. You can see the main instrument in each monitor is the loudest, and then other things, whatever they want, I'll give them a little bit of it. And it's always a good idea, if you can, to stand next to the musician while mixing their monitor, because they might not know how to express what they want or what they need. They might be telling you something and it actually is making things worse instead of better. So when they say, give me a little bit of everything, don't. Never do that, because if you have a little bit of everything in every monitor, you have everything everywhere and it's just noise. So first of all, make sure you send them their own instrument the loudest in their monitors. And then if they want something else, turn it up until you start hearing it a little bit, and maybe turn it up a tiny bit more. If they say they want more of it, give them a little bit more of it. Sometimes they don't need everything. Like the guitarist didn't want any violin or piano because he was already hearing plenty of that sound from the monitors next to him. And all the master faders of the monitors are really, really low. I said that with pink noise. I sent pink noise at -18 on the meters, not -18 here because the level is wrong on the mixer. I'll make a video about it later. But if you're generating pink noise, you have to set it to -24 to hit -18 at the meters. So according to that, I set the level of the speaker with the master fader of the bus. And then I mixed the monitors, and I had feedback from the musicians and from other people that the musicians talked to that they were really happy. They were able to hear themselves throughout the whole event. The organizers were happy, so that's always a win. Prepare as much as you can beforehand. Use all the tools that you know how to use. If you don't know how to design your sound system, I highly encourage you to learn how to do that. If you don't know how to take measurements, I really encourage you to learn how to take measurements, because this is gonna make your life so much easier. Every mix will be consistent. Even though the room might not sound the same, you will have the same mixing experience so that you can actually learn how to mix, not be fighting room problems all the time. If you got some insight from this video, if you learned something new, make sure to hit the like button, click on the video on screen right now, and I'll see you there.